Over the past 8 months, I've been making small changes to my life and becoming more aware of how my daily thoughts and habits impact my overall happiness level. This awareness has led to more exploration into understanding why I've been doing what I'm doing and what I can stop doing since it no longer serves me. Last month, I explored my deep rooted uneasiness around money, which led me to want to explore my subconscious mind more. Hi, welcome to another episode of the Mental Health Break podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Nafisa Sikandri. Every month since the start of this year, I've been exploring a different theme for my happiness project. And so for the month of August, I've decided to focus not what's happening outside of me, but turning my focus inward and focusing on my subconscious programming. I want to understand the root causes of my thoughts and my beliefs, and then try to reprogram irrational thoughts and beliefs that no longer serve me. I want to understand why I think the way I think, why I react the way I react, and where are my beliefs coming from? And maybe, most importantly, which beliefs no longer belong in my life? Our subconscious mind has been programmed at the very young age, and unless we change and create new programming that actually serves us better, we will continue to operate under programming that happened at the age of 5 or 7. This means that our reactions to events, our hopes and our dreams, our fears, and our beliefs about other people can be as old as when we were 7 years old. During our first several years, our brain is incredibly impressionable. We're like little sponges absorbing information from our parents, our teachers, our culture, our religion, society, and every significant experience we have. We aren't questioning what we're hearing. We're simply accepting it as truth. By around the age of 7, many of our core beliefs about ourselves and the world have already been established. Think about that for a second. Some of the beliefs guiding your decisions today may have been created by a 7-year-old version of you. Your reactions to conflict, your fears, your confidence, your relationship with money, your beliefs about love, your beliefs about success, and even how worthy you believe you are. Some of these beliefs may literally be decades old. Think about how limited this can be. What you experienced at the age of 7 was very situational, and your understanding as a 7-year-old child was also very limited. You might have created certain beliefs, but those beliefs were based on the understanding of a child. How accurate could that have been? Also, maybe these beliefs served a greater purpose at the age of 7, but they no longer apply to your life at the age of 27 or 37 or even 87. So why are you still living your life according to outdated beliefs? Imagine asking a 7-year-old to explain life. How much do they really understand? I would say very little. Their perspective was incredibly limited. They interpreted events through the eyes of a child. Maybe your parents divorced and you concluded, well, it must be because I'm not lovable. Or maybe someone criticized you in school and you decided, I'm just not smart enough. Maybe your family struggled financially and your brain concluded, money isn't safe. Or maybe you were constantly praised for achieving and you learned to say that my worth depends on my performance. But none of these statements are facts. They were just your interpretations, and interpretations made by you as a child trying to make sense of the world. What's even more important is this. Some of these beliefs actually protected you at that time. If you grew up in a chaotic household, for example, becoming a people pleaser may have kept you safe. If you experienced criticism, perfectionism may have actually helped you avoid rejection. And if you learned not to express emotions because it wasn't safe, emotional suppression may have actually helped you to survive. Your subconscious wasn't trying to sabotage you. It was just trying to protect you during a very specific period in your life. Those beliefs may have been exactly what you needed at that time. But here's the question. Do you still need them today? Because what protected you at 7 may be very limiting at 37 or 57 or even 87. One of the biggest mistakes we make is assuming that because we've always thought something, then it must be true. But our thoughts are not facts. Our beliefs are not necessarily reality either. They're simply stories our brain has repeated so many times that they feel true. And the beautiful thing about the brain is that it remains adaptable throughout your life. This is called neuroplasticity. Your brain can create new pathways, new habits, new beliefs, new emotional responses, and you're not condemned to live out the same programming forever. As I've been doing my own inner work this month, I've been asking myself some uncomfortable questions. Questions like, what beliefs am I carrying that no longer serve me? What fears am I still responding to that belong to a younger version of me? Where am I living from survival instead of intention? And perhaps my favorite question, who would I become if I no longer believe this story? That's a powerful question because often we're not trapped by our circumstances. We're trapped by the meaning we've assigned to them. As an integrative psychologist, one thing I've learned over the years is that lasting healing isn't just about changing behavior. It's about changing the programming underneath that behavior. You can force yourself to think positively all day long, but if your subconscious mind still believes you're not enough, eventually that old programming will always win. Real transformation happens when we identify the root belief and challenge whether that's actually true. We then need to intentionally replace that programming with something that aligns with who we want to become. And that's exactly why I spend so much time helping my clients identify root causes instead of simply managing symptoms. Because when you change the root, everything growing from it begins to change too. So here's your challenge for this month. Take out a journal and answer these questions honestly. What beliefs about yourself have you been carrying for years? And where did those beliefs come from? Who taught you those beliefs? And are those beliefs actually true? Does it still serve the person that you're becoming? And if not, what beliefs would you rather choose instead? Because here's the truth. Just because a belief has been with you for decades doesn't mean it deserves to stay. You have permission to update your operating system. You have permission to rewrite the story. You have permission to become someone your 7-year-old self couldn't even imagine. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode. As always, if this episode resonated with you, I'd love for you to share it with someone who needs this reminder. And if you're following along with my happiness project this year, I'd love to hear what you're focusing on this month and what beliefs you're beginning to question. Remember, awareness is always the first step towards healing. Once you become aware of the stories running your life, you finally have the power to write a new one. Until next time, take care of your mind, your body, and your spirit. I'll see you in the next episode.